Hello, and thank you for tuning in to ThunderSteve85 Gaming. So today I want to talk to you guys about something that I feel needs to be discussed regarding one of the largest big box retailers in the United States, and that is Best Buy. Now, I think it's important to let you know that I first started shopping at Best Buy with my family all the way back in 1993 when, to my knowledge, and I believe this is true, but the first Best Buy location opened in Phoenix, Arizona. That was back in 1993. And honestly, this may sound weird to say about an electronics store, but I have a lot of fond memories of going on trips, specifically with my dad, to Best Buy. So you see, back in the day, we didn't have this little thing called the internet. So if you wanted to learn or even test out the latest and greatest technology has to offer in its most natural habitat, you'd go to a place called Best Buy. And if you didn't have a Best Buy where you lived, you likely went to Circuit City, which was pretty solid, but not as cool as Best Buy. So you can see that my appreciation for Best Buy started at a very young age. Back in 93, I was only 8 years old, and now I am 38 years old. So this video is brought to you by 30 years of history with Best Buy. Best Buy is where we bought pretty much all of our video games outside of the local video game store that we used to go to called Gamers, where you could buy and sell used games. And that's where we picked up a lot of our used games. But if we were going to get brand new games, if we were going to get a new system, now remember, system is what we called it in the 90s. You know, they're called consoles now, but we called them systems. I don't know why, but that was just the name. It was the system, maybe because the Nintendo Entertainment System or the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, that's probably where it came from. I don't know when it changed to console. That's probably a whole other story. But we bought all the video games at Best Buy. For instance, off the top of my head, I remember the top loading NES. And I remember I got that as a gift just to me, meaning it wasn't made out to me and my two older brothers. It was just made out to Steven. So I got my very own regular Nintendo. My parents bought me one because I loved regular Nintendo so much. And again, I think it was some sort of great deal I recall, which I don't know why I recall this was a great deal, but it was $49.99 for a brand new Nintendo Entertainment System top loader at Best Buy, Christmas of 1993. And I do still have my top load NES, and it still works perfect, which is awesome. But I remember we got the Super Nintendo Donkey Kong Country bundle there. It's the Nintendo 64, the launch 64. I still have that. Got my Game Boy there, the Game Boy Pocket, the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advance. Camped out 3 days while I was in high school with friends for the GameCube. Camped out for the Nintendo DS. Camped out 3 days for the Nintendo Wii. I worked there as a teenager. And as a teenager, guys, you got to understand this. It was one of those coveted jobs to be able to work at Best Buy as a teenager. Plus, you also got that really nice store discount. And what was cool about the store discount is that every item in the store had a different discount. So sometimes you could find stuff that had a crazy markup and you could get it for super cheap. And that was just one of the many perks of working at Best Buy back in the day. So now that I've laid out my brief history and appreciation for Best Buy, I must speak to you about the downfall of Best Buy. So you should know by now that I am by no means a hater of Best Buy, and I actually really love Best Buy. Like I said, I have a lot of great memories from Best Buy. So I think we can preface this by acknowledging that customer service as a whole in the United States is rare to come by these days. And I think we can attribute that to a lot of things. But I think that is a whole other conversation that we're not going to go into in today's video, because that is a lot to discuss right there. There's a lot to unpack. But maybe the reason that the downfall is so apparent to me is because I've worked at Best Buy and I've consistently shopped at Best Buy since I was a kid. but I don't really think that's it. So now that we've agreed that retail customer service as a whole is rare to come by, let's talk about the other stuff, because I don't want to get into the lack of customer service at Best Buy, because frankly, the same could be said about many other retail stores, right? So let's zero in and focus on the simplest part of purchasing an item at Best Buy. We're going to refer to this as the transactional experience. So by definition, the transactional experience focuses on making the sale and providing a consistent experience to each customer. It's really that simple, or at least it should be, and that's actually kind of what leads me into today's main topic. Now, I'll have you know that I am not the only one who has had this experience, and I'm going to actually show you some proof on Best Buy's website, namely where people can write product reviews. So I myself was curious to see if anyone ran into the same issues that I had ran into when attempting to pick up my pre-order of Final Fantasy 16 last Thursday. Now, I will say that this is not the first time that this has happened when trying to pick up a pre-ordered game. In fact, this has happened more times than I can count on both hands over the past few pre-COVID and I'm going to say post-COVID years. So I think it's only fair that we don't count the days of COVID in our overall Best Buy evaluation, because let's face it, a lot of stores struggled with customer service and getting products in on time and all that stuff. So I'm really focusing in on, hey, what happened pre-COVID and what's happened since post-COVID, right? So let's be fair here. Now, a lot of people were excited. The game received great reviews. It's always an exciting time when a big name title releases, am I right? Like the night before, you do your best to make sure that you get a good night's sleep. You make sure everything else is taken care of, be it, cleaning the house, laundry, etc. Because the plan is when you get home, it's game time, right? Or, as soon as you get home and install the game and then download the day one patch, then it's game time, right? So I wake up Thursday morning and I hadn't received a text or email from Best Buy, which you are supposed to receive one, letting you know that your game is ready to be picked up. For reference, I pre-ordered Final Fantasy 16 back on December 9th, which I believe was the day and date it went up for pre-order. So since I hadn't received any communication yet from Best Buy, I decided to just log into my Best Buy account and check the order status. Now, I want you guys to know this has happened before. Many times I've had games pre-ordered and I don't receive a text or email, and I just log into my account and it will tell you if the game's ready to be picked up, and that's worked. So with that said, thankfully when I logged in, it said ready for pickup today. Now, my local Best Buy used to be about 15 miles away, but that location closed back in March of this year. So now my closest Best Buy is 25 miles away. So we're looking at 50 miles round trip. So I decided to pack my gym bag, bring a fresh change of clothes so I can basically go to the gym, shower, get myself caffeinated, run a few errands, and then make picking up Final Fantasy at Best Buy the last thing on my list of things to do. So I arrive at Best Buy, and this is where the transactional static tends to always start. So I go to the register for the store pickup, and they ask for my phone number, which, is standard. I give them my same phone number that I've had since high school. Now, mind you, my 20-year reunion is coming up in the fall. So as usual, they tell me that it looks like I'm not in the system, and then ask me if I've ever shopped with them before. So keep in mind, I'm in line for a pre-order for store pickup, and they ask me if I've ever shopped with them before. How does that make sense if I'm here for a store pickup, right? At any rate, this happens every time. But I somehow have the patience and tolerance to watch the same song and dance each time. So I kindly replied to the employee. I let her know that, yes, I've been shopping here since the early 90s and that it's okay. For some reason, this happens every time. And each time someone at Best Buy says it's fixed now and that next time when I buy something, I will come up in the system, but it never works. So I let her know that, no big deal. I'm not upset. I really don't care, right? Because I am used to this. So I said here, I can give you my pre-order barcode on my phone. So once I gave her my pre-order barcode, she's like, oh, okay. Now I see you in the system. Wow, that's weird. I wonder why you don't come up. And I'm just thinking like, yeah, me too. But whatever. From there, she goes in the back to look for the game and can't find it. So she comes back out to tell me it looks like we don't have it and asks if I'm sure the game comes out today. I'm just like, oh my God. You know what I mean? So that's one of my favorite questions to get asked by Best Buy employees, and probably the question that I'm asked most frequently. So again, I kindly let her know that yes, the game is out today. Today, is the big launch day. The game's available everywhere digitally and at retail. The reviews are already out. The game scored great, yada, yada, yada. So I show her my Best Buy app where it says ready for pickup today. And now she's sold that Final Fantasy 16 does indeed release today, and that I do now know what I am talking about. So showing her on the app totally sold her, right? So then she radios for her manager. And after a few minutes, the manager arrives, but he says nothing to me, makes no eye contact, nothing. And he just goes to the computer and starts pounding away at the keyboard. And I've seen this show before. Like, I know what happens when they start doing this. Specifically, like at this location with this manager, like this is not the first time it happens, right? So he's pounding away at the keyboard. My gut feeling is that the game wasn't going to be there and something stupid was going to happen. Like what I would say what always happens, but what happens fairly often, I just had a gut feeling like, oh, this isn't going to go good, right? So as he's pounding away at the keyboard, I open up my phone and I search for Final Fantasy 16 Deluxe Edition to see if anyone nearby is selling it. Walmart, Target, GameStop, I don't care. Is anybody else selling the game because I want it today? So thankfully, there was a Target store about 5 miles down the road where they had one copy left of Final Fantasy 16 Deluxe Edition, right? So I quickly throw the game in my shopping cart and purchase it within like 60 seconds. So my plan was that if for some reason I was wrong about my gut feeling and that Best Buy actually had the game, that I would just cancel my Target pre-order. No big deal. So the manager asked me a series of questions after this. Like, are you for sure that it comes out today? I'm just like, dude, what are you doing on the computer? Like, can you not look in the system and see that it releases today? Do you not have access to the internet? Did you try Googling it? Did you go on the bestbuy.com website to see what the release date is? Like, these are the things that are sort of running through my head. Like, why, dude, why are you asking me this question? You know what I mean? So he asked me that. He asked me if I got an email or text from Best Buy saying it was ready today. And I told him no. I logged into my account where it says here that it's ready for store pickup. And I showed it to him on my phone. So then basically the manager tells me in a few different varietals that the game isn't in yet. And he says maybe it's because of Juneteenth, which was on Monday, and that maybe it's because of that, because we didn't get deliveries the day that we normally do. So I was like, whatever, yeah, I'm thinking that's bullshit. But I let him know that I actually found the standard edition at a few other Best Buys while you were on the computer. I looked it up on my phone, but they're clear on, obviously, the other side of town. So he said I am free to hang out and wait to see if it's in today's shipment, but that he doesn't know what time the FedEx truck will arrive. He said sometimes they arrive at 11, but sometimes it's not until like 3 or 4 p.m. Now, mind you, it's like 10:10 a.m. right now, right? So the manager is inviting me to hang out in the store for maybe 5 hours to see if it arrives today, but he can't guarantee anything. And he made that perfectly clear that I can't guarantee it, which again is fine. He's telling me this, he's giving me this offer, and obviously I'm not going to stay, but I didn't want to interrupt him and be rude. So I just let him finish, giving me this great offer, right? Now, look, guys, it's obviously not the manager's fault or any one Best Buy store employee's fault. And so I'm not upset about that. Here's what I don't like. This has happened before, and not just at this location, at multiple different Best Buy locations over the years. I'll have a game pre-ordered and it says it's ready for pickup, and I'll get down there only for them to say that they don't have it. So driving to Best Buy these days is a hike. Like, they keep closing locations. So my closest Best Buy, as mentioned before, is 50 miles round trip. And I drive a Jeep Wrangler that gets like 16 miles to the gallon. So when I leave my house, like, I make sure I'm efficient and run all the errands I need to in order to make my gas count, right? Now I'm faced with leaving Best Buy and going home until I hear back from them. Well, what ended up happening is I ended up picking up the last copy of Final Fantasy 16 from Target. I went home, I got the game installed, and then the next day I get a text from Best Buy around noon. So this is now last Friday, stating that the game is now ready for pickup. Drive 50 miles round trip again to go pick up the game. And again, I wanted to pre-order the deluxe edition at Best Buy because, if you guys don't know, it came with an additional steelbook. And I do like the collector's items, especially if it's for something I really enjoy, like say Final Fantasy or Mario or Zelda. If it's something like that, I want to get the steelbook, and that's why I pre-ordered at Best Buy. That was the whole reason, right? So that's it. End of story. But I wanted to see if anyone else dealt with like the same BS I did. And sure enough, guys, this is where it gets interesting. There were a lot of other people that did. So let's take a look at what happened to everyone else. Now, mind you, this has happened, like I said in the beginning, more times than I can count on both hands. You're probably even wondering, like, why I buy games at Best Buy. And it's because of the steelbooks, right? Or the pre-order bonuses. So if a retailer has a good pre-order bonus, I will pre-order from that retailer. So not all my games are purchased at Best Buy, but a large chunk of them are. So let's take a look at what others had to say about their experience. Now, I found this rather amusing and was kind of glad actually that people wanted to sound off on their crappy experience. But the thing is like, will Best Buy ever do anything about it? I mean, it's been going on now for years. Each time it's a different excuse as to why they don't have my pre-order, but some Target, Walmart, or GameStop, down the street has the game in stock. So it just doesn't add up that this keeps happening. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the reviews here. I'm going to go ahead and switch scenes so you guys can see the reviews with me. Okay, guys, so here we are on Best Buy's website, and I have Final Fantasy 16 pulled up. And the first thing, I noticed right off the bat is that the review is a 3.3 off of 76 reviews. And that's pretty crazy for a game that just came out to have 76 product reviews, especially because it's a video game. Like, nobody goes to bestbuy.com to read video game reviews, right? I mean, I hope not. Any rate, I went ahead and filtered this to all the one-star reviews so we can read what happened here. So here we go. Final Fantasy 16 from Amazon or Walmart. The game is really fun so far. However, please buy it from somewhere else. Best Buy advertised every pre-order, regardless of edition, would get a steelbook for free, which they did. Then they removed all mentions of this offer, and the employees pretend like they don't know what's going on. Great game, but get it elsewhere, okay? Next. Don't order from Best Buy. Third time I bought a game from Best Buy specifically for the steelbook pre-order and was told first come, first serve. Even getting games pre-ordered months in advance. Why even advertise if you can't fulfill orders? Then we got game did not include pre-order bonus. The only reason I pre-ordered from Best Buy was to get the steelbook. The game arrived, but without the steelbook, okay? So again, we got 3 issues here about the steelbook. This isn't even the issue I got. I got the steelbook. So let's keep reading. Next person. I thought when you pre-order, you get a steelbook. I asked customer support before I purchased. They said yes. Now I got the game, but no steelbook. Shake my head. I was duped and lied to. No steelbook. I came to pick up the game day on release in the morning when the store opened and they were out of steelbooks. Main reason I pre-ordered here. Pre-ordered the game, got the steelbook, but no game. The delivery is delayed. didn't get the game on release date and is still delayed at this time. That was posted 3 days ago. So today is Monday, so that would have been on probably Saturday posted. Again, no Steelbook. Next person, worst buy. I pre-ordered for the Steelbook, and when I picked it up, no Steelbook. Customer gaming attitude was worthless. I think he meant to say the employee gaming attitude. Next, no pre-order Steelbook case. Again, no Steelbook. Next one, Best Buy ships broken items. The case, like many other Best Buy purchases, comes damaged. Customer support doesn't care, taking business elsewhere. Pre-order delivery. Pre-ordered a month in advance and still didn't get it on time. Can't even get a correct shipment date. Again, Steelbook case was advertised, did not get it, false advertising. The game is 11 out of 10, but Best Buy fails again, not sending the pre-order bonus. Again, no pre-order, no Steelbook. Here we go. Went to the store to get my copy today, and they didn't have enough copies, so they said that I have to come back Monday to get it. This is insane. I've never had problems before, but this is disheartening. I bet I won't get the Steelbook either. So this guy didn't get the game or anything, and they said try coming back on Monday when you have the game pre-ordered. Like, what? Another one, pre-order bonus. The only reason I purchased this pre-order from Best Buy was to get the bonus. When I placed my pre-order, the bonus was shown to be in process along with the game. The pre-order bonus was still shown as being in process after I received the game. I figured no problem. I've gotten pre-order bonuses from Best Buy later in separate shipments before, as have I. A few days later, the pre-order bonus is nowhere to be seen in my account. I will never be ordering any pre-order games from Best Buy again. Jeez. Another, pre-order the game. Guess they gave it to someone else, and now I have to wait until they get the next shipment, whenever that will be. The main point of a pre-order is to be able to get the game the day it's released. You should limit how much you sell so people can go to a different location or somewhere else based on the inventory you have. If I knew this would have happened, I would have ordered somewhere else. Of course, like we all would have, right? Lied about pre-order availability until 6:30 p.m. Looks like I'm not the only one who was lied to. The store waited until 6:30 p.m. on release date to tell me my pre-order wasn't available. If they had just told me that at the start, I could have pre-ordered elsewhere. But now I'm out of luck. Never buying from Best Buy again. Wow. Here we go. We still got a few more, guys. Bad advertising. Pre-ordered this with Steelbook case pre-order bonus. It showed it as a bonus item when I submitted the pre-order. Store had no idea what the Steelbook was. It did not have it on my order. This was the only reason I purchased from Best Buy. Drove an hour to pick it up and couldn't even return the item, as there is an hour processing before any returns can be completed. Very frustrating. Again, great game, but no pre-order bonus. The game's great. 1 star for poor advertising of the pre-order bonus for the Steelbook. Pre-order fail. Review on Best Buy, not the game. Pre-order specifically from Best Buy to get the Steelbook. The Steelbook had to be ordered separately from the game, even though it was part of the bonus. That's not true. That's just some bullshit Best Buy is telling them because I pre-ordered the game and it comes with the Steelbook. End of story. I didn't pre-order anything separately. So it seems like some Best Buy stores are just saying bullshit, which I'm not surprised. Best Buy, do freaking better. The only reason most people pre-ordered this game was for the Steelbook. Then you don't give the Steelbook after the fact and you say you had to pre-order it separately. Y'all are sick. Do better. No Steelbook. Again, only reason they pre-ordered a physical copy. Another, I like many others have experienced the terrible handling of the offers. Pre-order bonus fail. Pre-ordered the game, paid in full. I'm here at the store, but they don't have the Steelbook even though it is in my pre-order. Seems to be happening to others as well. No Steelbook. No Steelbook. Now, that's all the 1-star reviews. I want you guys to know that I also happened to Google this. I think it was the morning that the game was being released, and there was a Reddit post about all these people who pre-ordered at Best Buy and they didn't get the game at all. And I commented on it too, letting everyone know that, like, hey, I drove down to Best Buy. Same thing as you guys. It says that my pre-order is ready for store pickup. I get down there. They don't know anything about it. They're like, yeah, it's not here. Sorry, we don't know when it's going to be here. I told them the whole story I just told you guys. So at any rate, I want you guys to know that this has happened so much. This is not the only game that this has happened to me for. Like I said, it's been well over 10 games that this has happened in the past pre and post-COVID years. So I just don't understand how Best Buy doesn't get the game, but Target down the street will get it. Walmart will get it. GameStop will get it. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know what's going on at Best Buy. Like, I don't know why or how you can pre-order games, and then when you go to pick them up, they don't have them even though they tell you it's ready, which is extremely frustrating when people, spend time, money, gas to drive down there just to have to go home empty-handed, just to go back there the following day to go pick it up. Like, that's BS, and they don't even apologize, to be honest with you. And that's managers that you're talking to, and it's just unacceptable, guys. Look, I've worked most of my life in customer service. I worked in management for almost 20 years, and customer service is the most important thing. In any line of work, taking care of customers is always going to be the most important thing. And I haven't felt that way at Best Buy in a long time. And I do enjoy getting these steel books because I like the collector's items, but I just don't know. I mean, here's the thing that I look at too. I think this is probably the last console generation that we're going to have possibly physical games. Like, we keep getting more evidence that these developers, publishers don't want to do physical games anymore. And sometimes, it makes me sad, but sometimes I think it's for the better because these retailers, don't understand how to take a pre-order and keep a pre-order and give you your game on time. And, there are advantages to buying digital. Obviously, you don't have to drive, and gas is really expensive, especially where I live here in Phoenix. It's like $5 a gallon. So it's very expensive to get gas out here. And if you don't have to drive, and time is money. It takes time to drive 50 miles round trip, especially to come back empty-handed. And the other thing about digital is hey, one thing that's really nice is you can pre-install these games. And you can play them at midnight, and you don't have to rely on, Best Buy having the game in stock. So obviously there's pros and cons to everything. You should be able to pre-order a game and go get it on time. I think we can all agree with that. But what's been happening over the years is not that. So again, I love collecting physical games, but maybe we won't be doing it anymore. Maybe it won't be such a bad thing. I don't know. Guys, I'm interested to hear what you have to say. If you've experienced anything like this at Best Buy or even GameStop, Target, Walmart, wherever you shop, let me know in the comments below. I am curious to hear if you have. Again, I haven't had the greatest experience at Best Buy or GameStop, which are two places that I've pre-ordered at over the years. And those are two companies that I try to support because, they're not small companies, but they are smaller than Target and Walmart and Amazon. And so I do try and shop at Best Buy and GameStop, honestly, to just help keep the smaller guys, you could say, in business, because when GameStop and Best Buy goes, it's truly going to be the super big box retailers. That's going to be the only place you can buy physical games if they're even selling physical games by that time, which is probably only 5 years away. So again, let me know what you guys think in the comments box below. And please do me a favor, like this video, share with your friends and family. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thank you and have a great day. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Over here to the left, you can see all my social media. I do all my video game live streaming over on Twitch at ThunderSteve85. Once again, guys, thanks for tuning in. And remember, you're never too old to play video games.